Hi, this is George at peephole. Today we're going to be going over the color checker tool. Hey, I've been using the color checking tool for a couple of years now, and I can tell you the difference it makes is incredible. Our eyes are good, but to transfer the color that's on the image over to canvas sometimes can play tricks on us, especially when we're looking at colors next to each other, darker colors, lighter colors, little minute detail colors, things like that. And you'll find that using a color checker all the time when you start, eventually your mixing skills will get better with each one. Now this is really important because one of the things we teach in this course is that we're going to use a limited palette. All my paintings are done with only a few paints, and it's mostly mixing, and we're mixing a lot because we're not mixing everything all at once and keeping it wet. We're mixing it just a little bits at a time that we're planning on for each sitting, which will dry usually within 24 hours, so we can keep going over more detailed sections over and over again. So it's important that we're able to mix those same colors over and over and over again. And as you practice this, you'll get second nature to it. And you'll be able to look at colors, and you'll find out that all of a sudden you're only using your color checker every once in a while with a color that you can't seem to find. Or you'll say, okay, I don't like this color, I'm going to modify this a little bit here if you're doing it from a photo, and different things like that. But a color checker is a very easy tool to make. You can find them online. They can get pretty expensive. Basically, I make mine with a palette knife and a little electrical piece. It looks like this right here. As you can see, you got the hole. You look down the hole, you're going to dab a little bit of paint right up here, and then you're going to match that against a square. So what I do that's a little different is I use Photoshop a lot. So if you're using an editing software, as long as your editing software has the ability to do what I'm going to be showing you here, it's going to go a long way in helping you with your colors and mixing your colors. Okay, so besides mixing the primary colors, of course, like blue and yellow make green and things like that, this isn't going to be about, using triad colors and complementary colors and all this stuff. These courses aren't designed to be like a book. These are designed to be like techniques. So basically, we're using the techniques on this course right here. You like the photo. If this is, your photo, if you're using this one, if you're using another smaller landscape with trees, maybe a barn in the sky, substitute for something else, you can do this all the same way. And it's more important, it's most important, especially when you're blocking, to get these colors correct or close to what you want. Okay, so let's take a look at it. So we've got our color checker. So what I do is I take the image, I open it in Photoshop. Okay, so I'm opening it up in Photoshop, and let's say I want to paint the horse. Okay, so we got the white horse right here. So of course what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in on this horse. Hi, my name is George Warbacher at peephole. I really hope you're enjoying these videos. And if you are, if you kindly hit the subscribe button in the bottom right corner, it really helps out. And you hit the notification, you can get notified of when new videos are released. And for each project, I'm releasing usually about a video a week up until it's completed. Also too, if you like or dislike the video, make sure you choose that on there, and if you can, make some comments or any kind of questions or ideas that you have in the comment section, and I'll get back to those as quick as possible. I want to thank you again, and I'll let you get back to these videos. Again, my name's George. You can reach me at george@peephole.com. Thank you. Have a good day. Okay, now to the eye, we're looking at, we mostly see a white horse, but there's actually a lot of browns, yellows, and things in here that's really going to make this horse look real and not like a cartoon or a flat image. So what you're going to do is go over it, and it's real simple. We're just going to the eyedropper tool, which is right here in Photoshop. We're going to click on the eyedropper tool, and we'll start with what I do is I work the darkest first and work the darkest out. So what you want to do is we're always working, dark, remember, is thin. As you work brighter colors, you're working thicker. So dark, shadows, all that is always thin paint. We're not going to do a build up here. So we're going to do thin. So I'm looking at this color right here. So I'm going to open this up here. I'm going to bring this down. Okay, and there's my swatch right there. That's what I'm looking for right here, that color. Now this gives you a basic idea of how to get that color, so it's really just a dark brown. Now you would think from looking at the photograph it's black. Again, like I talk about, and you'll see me constantly say this, you would very rarely ever use black. And when we do use black, we're going to make it ourselves. The only time I don't use black that I make myself is when I'm doing a grizzle. A grizzle is a black and white image. In this case, we don't need it. You'll see it if you do my future videos, especially dealing with like Vermeer and Sargent and stuff like that. You'll see me do a grizzle layer, and I'll do the whole painting in black and white first. And that helps with glazing and stuff like this. But for landscapes, mostly time I'm just using a plain underpainting. So this is saying your underpainting's already done. It's already done in the browns. So I want to look at the whites too. So if you actually see here, that's not white, it's yellow. Okay, so there's very little white in this actual horse. It's just when you start getting around the highlights, which is how you want it. That's how we're going to build the depth. So you're going to take a look at the darkest color first. We're going to mix this. If you look down here, it's black, almost like a blackish red. So what we're actually mixing in this case, what we're actually mixing in this case is we're going to mix blue and brown, which is going to make black. Now because this is more on the brownish side, we're going to add a little more brown and blue. Most of the time you're going to do this on a landscape is you're going to add, to get a color like this one here in the background, you're going to not mix black. It's actually a dark brown with only a little bit of blue to darken it. And then we could cool it down by adding a little gray to shades and different colors like that. But for the most part, you think it's black, but it's not. We very rarely will ever use black in a painting. So going from the horse here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick this. So if I'm going to go to, let's say I want to work on this area right here. So this area right in here, I see it's here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix some yellow paint. I'm going to mix some yellow and white, and this looks like it's probably 1 to 6. So I'm going to take a little dab of yellow, a little bit bigger dab of white. I'm just going to mix a little bit. And I'll show you in a video, but I'm basically just mixing it with my little palette knife until I get that yellow, okay? Now from that yellow, I'm gonna add a little bit more brown. And then I'm gonna make another little pile from that. I'm gonna add here a little bit more. And I'm making this one right here, this swatch right here. So this is that, and I'm working my way around until I have all the colors I want for the horse. And it's okay, like when you're doing the blocking, don't worry about every little color, okay? When you're doing the blocking, you're getting the mass, you're getting the bigger areas of color, and you're putting them in there and doing it nice and thin. And as you start doing the highlights later, you're gonna come back and you're gonna hit these whites, these darks, you're gonna touch up under here, you know, you work the tail, and you'll start seeing all these different colors, and that's the swatch you're checking. So I'm literally taking my color checker, I'm dabbing a little paint on it, and I'm literally holding it right to the screen where I'm looking at the screen and looking right down the hole. And what I want to do is the paint on the end, I want it to almost disappear or completely match the same color that's in the swatch. Okay, so you'll see me, and I will literally do this section right here. I would probably just do this horse, and that's about it. Or maybe the brown one too, because that's all pretty simple brown with some darks and browns. So you see here, we're using the browns there, and there's the darks. So I may sketch in and just do the horses. So you'll see the section for the horses where I'm doing this. You won't see me in the videos actually doing the color checker. It's hard to actually show this in a video of me looking through it, but just like you're looking down the rifle of a gun, or whether you're looking through a target, you're going to adjust that up so you see this part in there, and you're going to put a little paint in there. Like right here, like say I was mixing a blue. There's a blue, let's go with a lighter blue like this one right here. So I want to mix that blue, so I take some blue paint, just put some blue paint on there. I literally just going to hold it in front of the swatch, hold it rear, make sure that's the blue paint. Okay, I take that little blue paint, I'm going to go into this area. So in this case, well, let's go back to the white. So I'm going to mix this, mix it right there. I've got this blown up on here, so I'm looking at my canvas. I got the right color mixed. I'm just going to paint that area, this area, this area, this area, this area, this area. Maybe lightly blend. In the videos, you'll hear me talking, especially with blending. We want to avoid as much blending as possible when we start getting into the finished stages of it. Blending makes stuff flat. Flat is photograph. What we want to do is we want to give the perception of a painting, not a photograph. Now, yes, you can go very, very detailed with a color checker. If you want to paint realism, and I've done this, and I'll show some images on here that I've done in realism that have taken hundreds of hours, you can get minute down to every little color detail and really zoom right in there and do that. And you'll see me do this a lot when I'm doing reproductions, especially the harder reproductions. Again, like the Vermeers, the Sargents, a lot with Da Vinci, things like that, that are really detail orientated. You'll see me do that. And it's just like these images. You can go into this as much as you want. You'll see here the color changes here from the dark green, and then right next to it's the branch that's standing out. If you want to, in your painting, add that branch, have fun, go for it. You know, it's as detailed as you want. But when I go over why this image and walk in this image, you'll see why I put into the painting what I wanted to put into the painting, and why I might have changed some of the colors. But right now, we're taking a look at the color checker. I'm going to include a video just on how I made this. Real simple. I think I paid $6 for the knife, and a little piece right there costs like $1.99. You can find these online from anywhere from like 30, 40 to, you know, a couple $100. But I try and keep everything as inexpensive as I can for my videos. So this is all part of it. This tool, you will use this constantly. This will be a very important tool. So it's better you learn how to just make it, learn how to use it, practice it all the time. And you'll see that eventually you'll hardly use this, and you'll use it in your verification, but you'll be using it all the time. This is George at Paint Reproductions. Hope to see you on the next video. Have a good day.